where he has also established a YouTube channel and he gives a lot of lectures at different places. He has worked with research method, data analytic techniques in the educational domain, and the quantitative policy analysis in education, research on economy impact on education, and he has done executive MBA from the Maryland, USA, Robert Smith Business School, certified negotiation and strategy expert, and the electronics and telecommunication engineer India, and he is having a lot of experience in this. We thank you, sir, for joining with us. And we also have with us another expert, Nisha Dua. Nisha Dua has been the principal consultant at Cyber Peace Foundation, mentor and coach, e-learning method, model, cyber safety and wellness. Nisha Dua is a dynamic and visionary educationist with over 20 years of progressive real-world experience and leadership. Very good morning, madam, and welcome to this particular program.
Mr. Rao.
Yeah, with dual combination of masters in English and PGDSM computer science from NIT, Nisha has experience of teaching English and also the managing computer science lab for over a decade in the Army and Navy schools across India and Mumbai and Vizag. Janice, we also have with us another excellent speaker. Janice, very good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to all the panelists. Thank you for taking the time and joining us today. Looking forward to the discussion.
Well, as you know, Janice is a techno lawyer with specialization in cyber law. She is an avid leader and interested in dynamics of laws and advancement of stronger policies for secure, resilient, and peaceful cyberspace. She is currently working as a manager for communications with the Cyber Peace Foundation, being a master trainer. She has conducted almost 400, over 400 plus workshops and webinars for the students, teachers, professionals, and senior citizens. And thank you very much, Janice, for joining us for this particular unique session. I think Joint CP sir has also joined. Can you just check our team? Hello.
I think she's on mute.
Can't see him yet, sir. I don't think he's in the panelist list.
Okay, okay. Ritesh ji, can you just check in the attendees with Joint CP sir? Well, thank you very much, all the participants, for joining for this particular wonderful session. May I request Chandrasekhar sir to just speak for few minutes and give some insights. Over to you, Chandrasekhar sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ji. Thank you. First, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Please keep in mind we are having a cyclone this side on the
Yes.
southern India side, so I may get disconnected. So I'm just giving a heads up.
No problem, sir.
See, thank you for inviting me for such a wonderful initiative, because this is the need of the hour, and most of the people don't speak. I think this is kind of a situation where internet is become a part of our life. I mean, slowly human transferred from a mechanical way of life to a artificial intelligent driven way of life. So that's a digital way of communicating. I mean, nowadays you can sit in your home and and order things, and things comes to you instead of you going outside and buying it, right? So it has advantages, at the same time lots of disadvantages also. So I see that this topic is very, very important, and creating awareness of this particular topic is very important. And I thank the organizers for organizing such a useful and wonderful topic, and very, very important topic in current scenario, because after this COVID pandemic, the kind of a crime against online crime against women and child increased like anything. So that's where I would like to concentrate and see. But first, initially, I want to give some kind of an insight. So as hackers and crackers, I mean, there is a difference between hackers and crackers. Hackers are the one, who hack things and, for a financial benefit, or for some XYZ benefit. But the crackers are the one, who do hack systems, for fun. They attack systems for fun. So these are two different type of people. But there are third set of people, who basically emotionally blackmail or wants to do something intentionally, wants to harm, the fellow human. So that's a third set of people. But if you take only hackers and crackers, every 39 seconds, there is one cyber attack in the world. And if you take average 2,244 times a day, something is getting hacked, or, at least there is an attempt to hack data, or maybe some kind of information or interpretation of a data, or hiddenly they are passing some messages behalf of someone else. So this kind of attacks are happening on a regular intervals. And if you see, 62% of businesses experienced this phishing, social engineering attacks in 2019. I mean, in 2020, it even increased like anything, because after COVID pandemic, everyone started using internet and dependent on internet, including the students, who were offline most of the times. Now, even if you take the school students, children, they're also using the internet as well as mobile devices. So now they are also prone to such kind of a cyber attack. So the number of attacks and percentage is increased like anything. And unfortunately, in India, we have seen that 37% of the increase in cyber attacks in the first quarter of 2020. I mean, it's really, worrisome. And if you compare with 2019, 37% increase. I mean, it's huge. And the loss, the financial loss, if you take, it's a 1.25 lakh crores in 2019. And I'm a bit okay with it, because it's a financial loss can be recovered, because human is the one who created something called finance, transactions, money, etc. Okay, even the bitcoins also. But imagine something, which is related to your family member or with your relationship, and which is emotional, and which will affect you in the society, with respect to respect. So that's a worrisome. And if I see in after COVID pandemic, 64% increase of online crime against women and children in India, which is really big number. I mean, what is happening in our society? I think we really need to work on it. And it is really worried, the more child-based cyber crimes are increasing. So are the women and child a soft target? The answer is yes. I mean, in the entire world, it's not only in India, but in the entire world, the cyber crimes and the hackers, they are targeting women and child and trying to, emotionally blackmail them. So most of the times what used to happen, before 2010 or 2015, maybe person whom or a neighbor used to do such kind of activities. And they used to track, where the woman is going and, other activities. But nowadays, the unknown person across the world, from anywhere, maybe from somewhere in, some kind of a country, and from there, he is tracking, he is morphing, he is hacking, he is involving in your charts, he is reading your charts. So many things are happening, which is really worrisome. Are you able to hear me? I think a lot of people are raising hands. Hello?
No, sir.
Sir,
No, sir.
I
We are
think,
able to
yes,
hear.
sir.
Okay.
One quick announcement. If any participant is facing audio issues, आपसे request है कि आप एक बार rejoin कर लें. सर की आवाज एकदम clear आ रही है, शायद internet issue आपके end में है. तो please rejoin करें, and so you can continue. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. Yeah. And in India, as of now, 71 crore people are using internet, which is out of which 25 crore are women. I mean, see, now I don't really see the gender bias, because see, now we all are equal. Everyone is on the same platform, even including children. Everyone has an equal right, because the content which was generated on the internet as a right of, using in an equal way. So everyone has a right to use that content and right to communicate and right to express their views. So out of this 71 crore, we have, 25 crore are women, and most of them are, somewhere, sometime, they are facing this kind of a cyber crime, maybe a small size or in a larger size. And most of the people don't know how to lodge a complaint. That is also another concern. Let's take a scenario, you realized and identified a threat, but you don't know where to complain, right? So I'm going to cover all this kind of a topic. And maybe, I don't want to disclose some of the applications because, I don't want to create a opening of a door to do explore something which can't, which I don't want you guys to explore. So I will just try to, stick to some of the points in a very simple way. So if you see now, this is our world map. And do you see those red color, blue color kind of a things? It's going in a very much faster way. I mean, all this is the map where.
Sir, you have muted yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We are able to see that.
Yeah. So the cyber attacks are happening in the left and right, even the minute we speak. So what it really means is you can see so many, pink and blue colors. I mean, there are lots of different kind of attacks are happening, from ISP point of view, from a, DDoS point of view. And if you see our country, you will get amazed. I mean, the kind of attacks we are facing. It became like a daily practice, for any cyber expert to handle you. If you see our country map now, so lots of cyber attacks happening even now, as we speak. And if you just move towards a simple application, there is something called glass cyber. You can look into the kind of a cyber attacks happening on our country, on what scale, on what city level, and where they are attacking, etc. So these are not only a cyber security. I mean, the financial transactional based threats. These are like someone is ransoming someone, or paying some kind of a Bitcoin format, and they are asking to steal some personal information of an individual. So there's lots of things are happening, which is very unfortunate, but it's happening. So there are kind of attacks. I mean, one is harassment through email. Lot of this is a common practice in 2010s and 15s. They used to send an email, and and it includes a blackmailing or threatening or constantly sending love letters, or some kind of embarrassing emails. That's one kind of a attack. Then the new system got started. It is the cyber stackling. It is called stackling. The stacklers, what they do is they involve and they follow your movements on the internet. That's another kind of attack, which a lot of people never understand, how it works. And slowly started profile hacking, photo morphing. They will offer some kind of a shopping scams. They will say, you just pay 100 rupees, we will give you a bench car. I mean, which is really, it's a scam, and there's lots of multi-level marketing scams and romance and dating scams. I think yesterday only I was reading one of the software professional, he paid 6 lakh rupees to some dating site, and they're still asking some money, and that's another cyber crime. And link biting, information theft, cyber bullying. This is again very, very big concern. Profile hacking is another thing. I mean, there's lots of different kinds of crimes happening now. And the major concern is child pornography. Even though in India, it's a 20-year non-bailable jail for child pornography. Still, lots of such things are happening, and basically they abuse the child, and basically they send some kind of images, or they do textual based messaging, or or they are trying to provoke them to do some kind of sexual related activities. I think these are things which no one speaks, but I think we need to speak out. And we need to report to the concerned person. And cyberbullying is another thing, which is really, really concerned nowadays. And cyber grooming, that's again another kind of attack. So basically, recently, if you see in the last 2-3 days, there's one woman, she was an event manager. She had an online relationship on Facebook with 3 or 4 men in Delhi. And on their request, she been there, and and lots of unexpected things was happened in her life. I mean, these are the things which basically comes under cyber grooming. So these are the kind of thing. And another thing, a lot of people never identify or recognize is Facebook cloning. This is another very big threat for India. Hackers basically clones your account. So you need to be make sure and cross check that your Facebook account is not cloned or hacked. Because sometimes when you go to your profile on your mobile, you will understand, it will give you a blank page. It won't allow you to edit your own account. And there's lots of techniques to understand. So just do, how to avoid Facebook cloning. You will get lots of information on that. And another thing is reverse image search. What you need to do is you go to Google Image, because lots of cyber image morphing techniques have happened. And with help of artificial intelligence, there is a technique called TensorFlow deep learning. Using those deep learning technologies, they are morphing your image. And not only morphing, they're smartly what they're doing, they will putting multiple faces together in one place. But the best tool to search is you can go to Google Image. The women or children, they can go and they can search about their photo or their children's photo to use whether someone else is using your photograph somewhere else, because lots of such kind of reports happen. And Indian government and police, they have taken actions. But as you know, the number in our country is 125 plus crores. I mean, it's a huge number. So that's where we need to first prepare ourselves and protect ourselves and make sure you never disclose your password. I mean, there are a couple of websites which I thought of showing, but then I withdraw, because I don't want you to get into that kind of a trap. So basically, the thought process here is, if you see these numbers here, the NCRB published the numbers for 2017 and 18. The same apply for 2019, and for 20th is really worrisome. The numbers are increased. In 2018, we have somewhere around 6,000. Now that number is reached more than 20,000. And the cyber crimes against children is increased more than 60 to 65,000. These are the kind of huge numbers. And sometimes this is like the modern thief. I can say he's a digital thief. He can steal more than a computer with a gun. Basically in US, when I was in US, sometimes in a dark areas, what it used to happen, some guys used to come and put a gun and say, give me $1. It's not about $1, but now it became like stealing your entire personal information, your privacy, your financial information, your family information, your relationships, your other private chats. I mean, it's a huge concern. So tomorrow's terrorists may able to do more damage with a keyboard than a bomb. I mean, we need to be very careful with such kind of digital things. So tampering with computer document, there are a couple of sections. In India, maybe other panelists will cover. This is section 43. Hacking with computer systems, data alteration, section 66. Publishing offensive information, section 67. Unauthorized access to protected information, section 70. Breach of confidentiality, privacy, section 72. There is a lot. I mean, and if you see data dimbling, virus attacks, and theft of computer system, hacking, denial of attacks, logic bombs, Trojan attacks, internet time theft. Some people even, to steal your internet. So there are such kind of, thieves are there on the online, and email, webjacking, email bombing. I mean, salami attacks. And, some people, they basically come as a customer support. And they themselves project as a customer support. They will take control of your machine using some virtual private networking technologies, and they try to damage your computer, and they will try to corrupt your RAM. I mean, there are different kind of technologies, and the Indian government covered all these kind of offenses under Information Technology Act 2000. And there is one more act which basically talks about various sections. Maybe the other panelists will cover, yes, but I will just put it in simple perspective. Like, there are 3 different type of cybercrime laws in India. I mean, one is the cyber pornography for hosting or publishing sexual material. There is a 5 years of imprisonment, and with fine may be extended 10 lakh rupees. But fortunately, unfortunately, based on my understanding, I may be wrong, but no one punished till date, on this particular law. And cyberbullying, cyber blackmailing, and cyber staking, there are imprisonment of 5 years, 5 years jail, and up to 10 lakh, fine. And defamation morphing up to 2 years. I mean, there's a lot of people comes under this 3rd category, but first 2 categories also very big crimes, and lots of people are doing. And that is for a woman. But now this is a real concern is the children, because see, children is innocent, kids, and they want to learn the knowledge. So what happens? Example, CBSE says, you come on online and learn some classes. So while learning, they have the attention span of any internet user is less than 7 seconds. So what happens? They will just divert themselves and try to look into something else. That is where the trap is ready, and they will get into that trap. So do you really know your children is whom your children is talking to online? Which very, very important, because nowadays anyone from anywhere, they can come and they can basically use internet to do a cyber crime. So there are a couple of statistics from the dark website. I don't want you to look into what is dark web and all, but there is dark web, and there is a couple of online gaming platforms. There are a couple of online challenges. Recently one kid, he jumped from the building, by taking some challenge from some unknown person from Russia. We need to be very careful. We need to understand what is our kid is doing online, and there are a lot of tracking softwares where you can track, you can look into, you can even block a lot of websites. So I suggest you just go through all those. And
Yes.
in the dark web, the kind of a numbers is really worrisome. If you see 2,44,188 unique Twitter accounts got blocked recently, and 1.2 million photos of child abuse got removed from Instagram. If you see all these numbers, the in future, the entire world and our children mainly and women, they are in a danger spot, and we need to, it's our responsibility to protect. And there is
Yes.
some act called the POSCO Act 2012, which is basically, it's our country act, where the minimum jail term of 20 years for any child abuse. But I'm sure you will see lots of such abuses in India, not only crime, cyber crime side, non-cyber crime side also. So because the awareness is very less, I think we need to do lots of awareness on this particular. And by the way, this is a non-bailable offense, and still people do it. Because they never know that such law exists, and it will basically give us such kind of severe punishment. And another thing, if you see, then keeping all this in mind, Indian government worked very closely, and they allocated 75 crores in recent budget, and for to control the cyber crime in India. Someone can say that can't we completely eliminate? See, you can't eliminate, because internet is an open world. The minute you hook into the internet, you may face cyber attack, and
Yes.
someone can hack or crack your data or information or communication, or kind of any kind of information you have in your emails, and messenger system. So the budget was allocated and created one when it's a bit boring website, but a very useful website called cybercrime.gov.in. What they do basically, it's a scheme to prevent the cybercrime against women and children. It's called CCPWC. Okay, just forget about what is CCCWC, but you just remember cybercrime.gov.in. This was recently our Honorable Prime Minister directed, and our Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji inaugurated this portal, and they gave the overall fund of 223 crores. What
So,
it does, basically, it has an
Chandrasekhar, sir.
online, yeah, just give me 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is an online crime reporting portal platform, and one national level cyber forensic laboratory, and training the police officers, maybe the other panelists will cover, and cybercrime awareness and research development. One more last thing. So there are a lot of safe browsing, for your children. I see, I use cyber YouTube Kids for my kid. Okay, there is something called Kiddle search engine. It blocks all other things, and it filters, and it gives only child safe content, and KidRex and Marathon, kit-based safe browser, and you must install browser software. So I will just quickly show you one small website. This is a cyber reporting website. If you want to report, now it's very simple. You can anonymously, you can go here and click on the report anonymously, and the minute you go there, there is something called file a complaint, and the minute you say I accept. See, now Indian government made it very simple. So you can simply go and select what kind of a complaint you want to give. Is it a child pornography? Is it a rape? Or is it a sexually obscene material on internet and electronic form, or any other? So this is the placeholder which in every woman and child and any Indian, they can go and they can use it. And there are other cyber crimes also you can report. I mean, there is one like kind of a repository is coming up, and you can add your suspect details and all. And there is one national police number called 100, and 181 is for women. I think this is a very useful system which you can use. And I thank the panel, other panelists and event organizers. My name is Buddha Chandrasekhar. So you can contact me at any point of time, and feel free to ask me if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the enlightening session. We are now joined with